All right. Hopefully I don't have this thing too loud. I don't know. So, okay, should be good. All right, happy Sabbath, everybody. Back with another study. This will be Zephaniah of the prophets, minor prophets, what they call the minor prophets. So 1, 2, 3, 4 left to go and we'll be done with the minor prophets. Happy Sabbath on the biblical Sabbath, not the Roman Sunday Sabbath. I'll share the link for anybody that wants to study along. Share the link. This is for edification of the body. So, Bible study time. Alright, so I got the Dead Sea Scrolls pulled up here. The most reliable manuscripts we have of the scriptures. The Septuagint is a translation. It should not be considered Holy Script because it's written in Greek. The Holy Script is written in Hebrew. Okay, it's a translation of the Holy Script, which is perfectly fine to do, but it's still a translation. It should be put in its proper place, not elevated above the scriptures. So Dead Sea Scrolls, most reliable witness. Septuagint. I got Britton's pulled up. I got the Thompson Septuagint pulled up. I don't use it very much, but Thompson's pretty cool too. I got an old Thompson Septuagint that I read through the whole thing, and there's some minor differences, but there's other Septuagint manuscripts too. So Blue Letter Bible, KJV, Zephaniah pulled up. I got the Interlinear Zephaniah pulled up, and Text Critical New Testament. So it's good to compare things. Sometimes you notice something that you wouldn't realize would be there. All right, let's get into it. We can pray. So, Father in heaven, help this be a fruitful Bible study to edify the believers, our family in Messiah. Thank you for your word. Thank you for your son coming to die for us. Thank you for your wonderful Sabbath day of rest. In Yahushua's name, amen. I don't do that in front of people very often. Praying is not my strong suit, I don't think. So Zephaniah 1, so we have here in Nahal Hever, we have Greek that was found. So they were doing translations of the Hebrew Bible when this was found. Here. That whole thing of the 70 rabbis went into different rooms and it was miraculous and they came out, wow, the scriptures match. That is bull. That sounds exactly like something out of a rabbi midrash or Talmud stupidity. No way. And they're not. Levites were to translate scriptures, not other people. They were the keepers of scripture. So they wouldn't have went down to Egypt and made a translation for the King's Library. That's ridiculous. So here we find the Dead Sea Scrolls. They are translating it because the message went out to the Gentiles. They were translating it into Greek. So here is, yep. So I'm just going to use, looks like one here. Zephaniah 1, scroll 4Q77. So this would be from the Hebrew manuscript. Yahuwah's word which came to Zephaniah the son of Cushi, the son of Gedaliah, the son of Amariah, the son of Hezekiah, in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Yehudah. I will utterly sweep away everything from the surface of the earth, says Yahuwah. And I'll be trying to use more accurate Hebrew names. Not that I have it perfect, but instead of using these right here. So this would be Yehuda, not Judah or Judah. This will be Josiah, no J, it's a Y. This will be Yahuwah. So he will utterly sweep away everything from the surface of the earth. And this tells you the timeline it was written in. So 2, I will sweep away man and animal. I will sweep away the birds of the sky, the fish of the sea, and the heaps of rubble with the wicked. I will cut off man from the surface of the earth, says Yahuwah. I will stretch out my hand against Yehuda and against all the inhabitants of Jerusalem. I will cut off the remnant of Baal from this place. From what place? Jerusalem. The name of the idolatrist and the pagan priest. Hebrew parallelism. The sentence structure a lot of times will be the first half of the sentence matches the second half, but it gives a different meaning or context, or the two halves work together. So the name of the idolatrous and pagan priest, those who worship the army of the sky on the housetops, or the host of heaven, that could be translated host of heaven on the housetops, those who worship and swear by Yahuwah and also swear by Malcham. So they're divided. They swear by Yahuwah and by Malcham. And they worship in the heavens those who have turned back from following Yahuwah and those who haven't sought Yahuwah nor inquired after him. Let's see. Be Deuteronomy, right? Yep, Deuteronomy. So here in Acts, okay, let's go over here. Acts 7:42, but God turned and gave them over to worship the host of heaven, as is written in the book of the prophets. Did you offer me slain beasts and sacrifices 40 years in the wilderness, O house of Israel? Deuteronomy 4:19. And beware lest you lift up your eyes to heaven. And a little more. I want to see that. When you see the sun, the moon, and the stars, all the host of heaven, you be drawn away and worship them and serve them, things which Yahuwah your God has allotted to all the peoples under the whole heaven. So Israel was supposed to not do what all the peoples were doing. Okay, pop-ups. Let's see. Yep. But Yahuwah has taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, out of Egypt, to be a people of his own possession, as at this day. So, verse 6. (11, 13, 18). All right, so 11. Verse 6. Turn aside Yahuwah, then the seek not Yahuwah, then the cleave not to Yahuwah. Pull this out before I forget. Alright, we do have a commentary on Zephaniah. I'll come back to that in a minute. Fear you before Yahuwah God, for the day of Yahuwah is near, for Yahuwah has prepared to sacrifice and has sanctified his guests. prepared his sacrifice, sanctified his guests. It shall come to pass in the day of Yahuwah's sacrifice that I will take vengeance on the princes and on the king's house and upon all that wear strange apparel, and I will openly take vengeance on the porches in that day. Strange apparel sounds like the other nations' priestly garments, or mixed garments on the porches in that day. On the men that fill the house of Yahuwah their God with ungodliness and deceit, house of God, temple. There shall be in that day, saith Yahuwah, the sound of a cry from the gate of men slain, and a howling from the second gate, and a great crashing from the hills. Lament, ye that inhabit the city that has been broken down. Wail, you inhabitants of Maktish, for all the people of Canaan are undone. So that's a little bit different than the Septuagint there. People of Canaan is called Canaan because Canaan took Shem's inheritance, where Israel was supposed to inherit. Abraham would have been a descendant that inherited it. Israel would have inherited it. All those who were loaded with silver are cut off. It will happen in that time that I will search Jerusalem with lamps, Jerusalem, and I'll punish the men who are settled on their dregs, who say in their heart, Yahuwah will not do good, neither will he do evil. Settled on their dregs. What's that mean? Let's go blue letter. Settled on their lees. That's the translation for the KJV. Simir, Hebrew word. Lees or dregs. 4 times lees, 1 time dregs. Skip Strong's, go down here to Gesenius. It's a decent lexicon, not the best, but Gesenius, so called because when wine is kept on the lees, its strength and color are preserved. To be settled on one's lees, to lead a quiet and tranquil life, a metaphor taken from wine. So relaxed. Yep, they're settled, relaxed. Their wealth will become a plunder, and their houses a desolation. Yes, they will build houses, but won't inhabit them. They will plant vineyards, but won't drink their wine. The great day of Yahuwah is near. It is near and hurries greatly. The voice of the day of Yahuwah. The mighty man cries there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of distress and anguish, a day of trouble and ruin, a day of darkness and gloom, a day of clouds and blackness, a day of trumpet and alarm against the fortified cities and against the high battlements. I will bring distress on men, that they will walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Yahuwah, and their blood will be poured out like dust, and their flesh like dung. Neither their silver nor their gold will be able to deliver them in the day of Yahuwah's wrath, but the whole land will be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he will make an end, yes, a terrible end, of all those who dwell in the land. This word is translated land. So seems to be referencing Israel. Mentions Jerusalem earlier, and like dung scattered. I think that's Jeremiah. Scattered. Yep. So Jeremiah 9:22. Itchy beard. Speak, thus says Yahuwah, the dead bodies of men shall fall like dung upon the open field, like sheaves after the reaper, and none shall gather them. That's verse 22. Thus says Yahuwah, let not, come on now, pop-ups, man. Let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, let not the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him who glory in this, that he understands and knows me, that I am Yahuwah who practice steadfast love, justice, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, says Yahuwah. See, love, justice, and righteousness. New Testament tells us love is keeping God's commandments, 1 John. Justice, keeping them appropriately, doing justice to the orphan, the poor, turning them to righteousness. His righteousness is his law. So justice, just judgment, justice. Behold, the days are coming, says Yahuwah, and I'll punish all those who are circumcised, but yet uncircumcised. Egypt, Judah, Edom, and the sons of Ammon, Moab, and all who dwell in the desert, that cut the corners of their hair. Don't cut the corners of your beard. Round the corners, that's what that sounds like. For all these nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel is uncircumcised in heart. So Egypt, Judah, Edom, sons of Ammon, Moab are uncircumcised, and Israel is uncircumcised in heart. 18. Chapter 2. Not all the scrolls contained in this chapter have been translated yet. Of course. Of course. Stand by. Alright. Chapter 2. I will stand upon my watch and set myself upon the tower, and will keep watch to see what he will say to me, and what shall I answer concerning my reproof. And Yahuwah answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run that reads it. For the vision is yet for the appointed time, and it hastens toward the end, and shall not fail. Excuse me. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not delay. Behold, the proud one, his soul is not right within him, but the righteous shall live by his faith. The righteous shall live by faith. Romans 1:17. So 2:17. Stop doing that. For I am not ashamed of the gospel. It is the power of God for salvation to everyone who has faith, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek. For in it the righteousness of God is revealed through faith. For faith, as is written, he who through faith is righteous shall live. Is that the same one? Romans 1:17, for there is righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith, as is written, the just shall live by faith. As written, he who through faith is righteous shall live. That's one way to translate it. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and wickedness of men, who by their wickedness suppress the truth. His law, Psalm 119:142. Through their wickedness they suppress God's law. Who does that? The church. So if you look at the gospel, For in it the righteousness of God is revealed through faith. So in what? His gospel. Where's his gospel at? That tells you. If I can find it. Enough with the pop-ups now. Alright. I'll use KJV just to avoid the pop-ups. So 1 Timothy 1:8. Right, so, but we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. Right, so we're supposed to use it lawfully, knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and the sinners. Why? Because you can see what makes you lawless, disobedient, ungodly, and a sinner by looking at the law. For unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, for whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for men stealers, for liars, for perjured persons, and if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine. So the law is sound doctrine. So this is all contrary to the law, according to the glorious gospel of the blessed God, which was committed to my trust. So he just told you what the gospel is. The law is the gospel. And the law is sound doctrine. Anything contrary to the law is not sound doctrine. Alright. So the righteous shall live by his faith. Yea, moreover, wine betrays a haughty man, so that he does not stay at home. He enlarges his desire as Sheol, and he is as death. He cannot be satisfied, but gathers to himself all nations, and collects to himself all peoples. Shall not all these take up a taunt against him, and a mocking riddle against him, and say, Woe to him that increases that which is not his, for how long? And he loads himself down with thick mud. Shall your creditors not rise up suddenly, and those who cause you to tremble awake? Then you shall be as booty for them, because you have plundered many nations, and all the remnant of the peoples shall plunder you, because of men's blood and the violence done to the land and to the city and to all that dwell in it. Woe to him that gets an evil gain for his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the hand of evil. You have devised shame to your house by cutting off many peoples, and you have sinned against yourself. For the very stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that builds a town with blood, and establishes a city by iniquity. That's lawlessness. It is not indeed from Yahuwah of hosts, that the peoples labor for fire, and the nations worry themselves for nothing. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahuwah, as the waters cover the sea. Woe to you that give your neighbor drink, to you that add your venom, and make him drunken also, that you may look on their nakedness. You are filled with shame rather than glory. Nakedness is not keeping commandments too. Drink you also, and be as one uncircumcised, the cup of Yahuwah's right. Hand shall come round to you, and foul shame shall come upon your glory. For the violence done to Lebanon shall cover you, and the destruction of the animals terrified you, because of men's blood, and violence done to the land, to the city, and to all that dwell in it. What good is the idol when its maker has carved it, the image, even the lying appearance? For the maker trusts in its form, that he might make dumb idols. Woe to him that says to the wood, Awake, to the dumb stone, Arise. Shall this teach? Behold, it is overlaid with gold and silver, and there is no breath at all in the midst of it. But Yahuwah is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. So we're going to back up a little bit. The knowledge of the glory of Yahuwah. What's his knowledge? Hosea 4:6 tells you what the knowledge of God is. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will reject thee, thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, and I will also forget thy children. So God's law is knowledge. His law is truth, so on and so forth. So his knowledge will cover, so water covers the sea. The earth shall be filled with it. He's in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. Itchy beard. There's nothing in it. It just, yeah. So Revelation 8:1, and when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour. Very interesting. So 20. All right, so we got 3 here. Why did he not get 2 translated? There's 20 verses here. Dumbstone. Yeah, I'm not sure why the Septuagint does that. Sometimes it does wacky things. Slaying the nations continually. Sorry. I am lost here. He will make an end, a terrible end, all those who dwell in the land. Zephaniah 1. Did I read the wrong chapter? Come on. Habakkuk, no way. It said Zephaniah, and I'm on Habakkuk. Oh my goodness. No. Oh no. Okay, well, I just read you Habakkuk chapter 2. Unbelievable. Well, I can start over and reread it. 30 minutes. Oh. Well, you just got Habakkuk chapter 2. Dang. Oh my goodness. That stinks. Alright. Gather yourselves together. Yes, gather together, O nation of no shame, before the decree takes effect. The day passes as the chaff before the fierce anger of Yahuwah comes upon you, before the day of Yahuwah's anger comes upon you. Seek Yahuwah, are you meek of the earth? It may go with Habakkuk 2, may go with this one. I don't know. Who have kept his ordinances, seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be that you will be hidden in the day of Yahuwah's anger. So this says earth. Seek Yahuwah, are you meek of the earth? Who shall inherit? The meek shall inherit the earth. I'm going to leave it there. We'll just have Habakkuk 2 in there. So you got a bonus, Habakkuk 2. So Matthew 5:5, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Who have kept his ordinances, so that's the meek. Who have kept his ordinances, seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be that you will be hidden in the day of Yahuwah's anger. For Gaza shall be forsaken, Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. Interesting stuff happening in Gaza. Woe to the inhabitants of the seacoast, the nations of the Kerethites. The word of Yahuwah is against you, O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. I will destroy you, so that there shall be no inhabitant. And the sea coast shall be pastures, caves for shepherds, and folds for flocks. And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Yehudah. They shall pasture on it, so remnant. And in the houses of Ashkelon they shall lie down. In the evening, for Yahuwah their God will visit them and bring back their fortune, their captivity. So verse 7. Let's see. This will probably match a little better now. Yep, so he will turn away their captivity, their fortune. I have heard the taunt of Moab and the revilings of the children of Ammon, with which they have taunted my people and boasted against their territory. So they boasted against their territory. Doesn't mean Israel's in the land there. Therefore, as I live, says Yahuwah of hosts, the God of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah, and land taken over by nettles and salt pits, a perpetual desolation. The remnant of my people shall plunder them, and the remainder of my nation shall inherit them. This they shall have for their pride, because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of Yahuwah of hosts. Yahuwah will be terrible to them, for he will starve all the gods of the earth, and men shall worship him, everyone from his place, even all the islands of the nations. That's interesting. So he is going to Moab, Ammon, the remainder of my nation shall inherit them, the remnant of my people shall plunder them. This shall they have for their pride. They have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of Yahuwah of hosts. So he will starve the gods of the earth. Men shall worship him, even all the islands of the nations. Sounds like Isaiah. Isaiah 42:12, let them give glory unto Yahuwah and declare his praise in the islands. People be returned from the islands of the seas. Isaiah 11:11. You Ethiopians also, you shall be slain by my sword. He will stretch out his hand against the north and destroy Assyria. He will make Nineveh a desolation and dry like the wilderness. And herds shall lie down in the midst of her. All the animals of the nations, both the pelican and the hedgehog, shall lodge in its capitals. Their voice shall sing in the windows. Desolation shall be in the thresholds. For he has laid bare the cedar work. Is this the exalted city that lives securely, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me? How she has become a desolation, a resting place for animals. Everyone that passes by her shall hiss and wave his hand. Zephaniah 3. 2, 3. Shake our hands. Woe to her who is rebellious and polluted, the oppressing city. She didn't obey the voice. She didn't receive correction. She didn't trust in Yahuwah. She didn't draw near to her God. Her princes within her are roaring lions. Her judges are evening wolves. They leave nothing until the next day. Her prophets are arrogant and treacherous people. Her priests have profaned the sanctuary. Excuse me. They have done violence to the law. So they profane the sanctuary. They did violence to the law. Yahuwah within her is righteous. He will do no wrong. Every morning he brings his justice to light. He doesn't fail, but the unjust know no shame. I have cut off nations. Their battlements are desolate. I have made their streets waste so that no one passes by. Their cities are destroyed, so there is no man, so that there is no inhabitant. That's verse 6. Verse 7, I said, just fear me, receive correction, so that her spring won't be cut off, according to all that I have appointed concerning her. But they rose early and corrupted all their doings. Therefore wait for me, says Yahuwah, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour out on them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth will be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Isaiah 41:1, keep silence before me, O islands, and let the people renew their strength. Let them come near, and let them speak. Let us come near together to judgment. For then I will purify the lips of the peoples, that they may all call on Yahuwah's name, to serve him shoulder to shoulder. From beyond the rivers of Cush, my worshippers, even the daughter of my dispersed people, will bring my offering. Isaiah 11:11, it shall come to pass in that day that Yahuwah will set his hand again, the second time, second Exodus, to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, from Elam, and from Shinar, from Hamath, and the islands of the sea. Cush. Beyond the rivers of Cush. In that day you will not be disappointed for all your doings, in which you have transgressed against me, for then I will take away out from among you your proudly exalting ones. Ezekiel 20. You will no more be arrogant in my holy mountain. Let's go here. Let's see, scrolls, Ezekiel. Not in there. Okay. Alrighty then. Ezekiel 20 talks about the first Exodus. Yep, so they rebelled against him. Yep. He gave them statutes that were not good because they rebelled in the wilderness. Therefore, Son of Man, speak unto the house of Israel, and say unto them, Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, yet in this your fathers have blasphemed me, and that they have committed a trespass against me. For when I had brought them into the land, for the which I lifted up my hand to give it to them, then they saw every high hill and all the thick trees, and they offered there their sacrifices, and there they presented the provocation of their offering. There also they made their sweet savor, and poured out their drink offerings. Then I said unto them, What is this high place whereunto you go? And the name thereof is called Bamah unto this day. Wherefore say unto the house of Israel, Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, Are you polluted after the manner of your fathers, and committeth you whoredom after their abominations? For when you offer your gifts, when you make your sons to pass through the fire, you pollute yourselves with all your idols, even unto this day. Shall I be inquired of by you, O house of Israel? As I live, saith Yahuwah Elohim, I will not be inquired of by you. And that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all, that you say, We will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries, to serve wood and stone. As I live, saith Yahuwah Elohim, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out, will I rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered, with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face. Like I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, says Yahuwah Elohim. First Exodus, second Exodus. And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. And I will purge out from among you the rebels, the arrogant, and them that transgress against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel, and you shall know that I am Yahuwah. Arrogant does not mean disagreeing with a brother, or standing for what you consider good doctrine, standing up for right, truth, justice. Arrogant is rebelling against God and doing contrary to his ways, causing your brothers and sisters to sin. As for you, O house of Israel, thus says Yahuwah Elohim, go ye serve every one his idols, and hereafter also, if you will not hearken unto me, but pollute you my holy name, no more with your gifts and with your idols. For in mine holy mountain, and in the mountain of the height of Israel, saith Yahuwah Elohim, there shall all the house of Israel, all of them in the land, serve me. There will I accept them, and there will I require your offerings. There it is again. Going to be doing offerings. And the first fruits of your oblations with all your holy things. So, Isaiah 56, 58, 56. I always get those two confused. Oh man. I had a discussion with a brother the other day about offerings. Yes, there will be offerings again. It is written. It's not my opinion. I don't care about my opinion. If he says it, say Isaiah 56:7, even then will I bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices shall be accepted upon my altar, for my house shall be called a house of prayer for all people. Arrogance is that all presumptuous. Yeah. If people this day and age knew what arrogance and presumption would be, then we might be doing all right. The Lord Yahuwah, which gathers the outcasts of Israel, saith, yet I will gather others to him besides those that are gathered unto him. So right here, sacrifices will be accepted. So shall, future, which gathers, Malachi 3. Malachi 3. What is that? Even from the days of your fathers you are gone away from mine ordinances, and have not kept them. Return unto me, and I will return unto you, saith Yahuwah of hosts. But you say, wherein shall we return? Tells you what to do in his law. Will a man rob God? Yet you have robbed me. But you say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings? You are cursed with a curse, for you have robbed me, even this whole nation. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now herewith, saith Yahuwah of hosts. If I will not open you the windows of heaven, and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be enough room to receive it. And I will rebuke the devourer for your sakes, and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground, neither shall your vine cast her fruit before the time in the field, saith Yahuwah of hosts. And all nations shall call you blessed, for you shall be a delightsome land, saith Yahuwah of hosts. Your words have been stout against me, saith Yahuwah, yet you say, what have we spoken so much against thee? You have said, it is vain to serve God, and what profit is that we have kept his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before Yahuwah of hosts? And now we call the proud happy, yea, they that work wickedness are set up, yea, they that tempt God are even delivered. Then they that feared Yahuwah spake often to one another, and Yahuwah hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yahuwah, and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith Yahuwah of hosts, in the days that I make up my jewels, and I will spare them, as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, and between him that serveth God and him that serveth not. All will be revealed. Where's it at? There we go. Sorry, I skipped it. Verse 3, he shall sit as a refiner and a purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi, and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto Yahuwah an offering in righteousness. Yep, Levi's coming back. Then shall the offering of Yehudah in Jerusalem be pleasant unto Yahuwah, as in the days of old, and as in former years. There he's going to have the offering yet again. As in the days of old, as in the former years. Happy Sabbath, Rachel. And happy Sabbath, Dee. So there will be offerings. I mean, it's what the word says. You shall no more be arrogant in my holy mountain, but I will leave among you an afflicted and poor people, and they will take refuge in Yahuwah's name. The remnant of Yisrael will not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither will a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. for they will feed and lie down, and no one will make them afraid. So, Gal. 1 Peter 2:22, who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth, talking about the Messiah. Revelation 14:5, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of God. These were the redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb. And that's a good Bible study for the Old Testament, the redeemed of Yahuwah. Sing, O daughter of Zion, shout, Yisrael, be glad and rejoice with all your heart, daughter of Jerusalem. Yahuwah has taken away your judgment. It's all the same. Daughter of Zion is Israel. Daughter of Jerusalem is Israel, is daughter of Zion. Yahuwah has taken away your judgments. He has thrown out your enemy. The king of Israel, Yahuwah, is among you. King. I do this one for those that don't believe in the Messiah. Zephaniah 9:9, or Zechariah 9:9. Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, thy king cometh unto thee. He is just and having salvation, lowly and riding upon an ass, upon a colt, the foal of an ass. That is Matthew 21:5. Tell ye the daughter of Zion, behold, thy king cometh unto thee, meek, sitting upon an ass, a colt, the foal of an ass. That's when Messiah came into Jerusalem. And the disciples went, and as Yahushua commanded them, and brought the ass, the colt, and put them on them their clothes, and they set him thereon. And a very great multitude spread their garments in the way. Others cut down branches from the trees and strawed them in the way. And a very great multitude spread their garments in the way. Others cut. Yep, okay. And the multitude that went before and that followed cried, Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is he that cometh in the name of Yahuwah, Hosanna in the highest. When he was coming to Jerusalem, all the city was moved, saying, Who is this? And the multitude said, This is Yahushua, the prophet of Nazareth of Galilee. A good little study is check out what Epiphanius said about the Nazarenes in the 4th century. And Yahushua went into the temple of Elohim and cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables and the money changers and the seats of them that sold doves. And he said unto them, It is written, My house shall be called a house of prayer. What do we see in Isaiah 56? But you have made it a den of thieves. So it shall be called a house of prayer. This is future tense. And the blind and the lame came to him in the temple, and he healed them. Yep. Yep. And when the chiefs, priests, and scribes saw the wonderful things that he did, and the children crying in the temple and saying, Hosanna to the Son of David, they were sore displeased. You will not be afraid of evil anymore. In that day it will be said in Jerusalem, Don't be afraid. Zion, don't let your hands be weak. Yahuwah your God is among you, a mighty one who will save. Yep, that name is used for the Messiah too, interchangeably through Scripture. The Almighty, Most High, is Father, His Father. The Son is not Almighty, Most High, okay? But He is referred to as Father and God. That's different than being Almighty and Most High. Yahuwah your God is among you, a mighty one who will save. He will rejoice over you with joy. He will calm you in His love. He will rejoice over you with singing. I'll remove those who grieve about the appointed feast from you. Those who grieve. Huh. Why would He remove? They grieve about the appointed feast because they don't want to do them. They are a burden and a reproach to you. That's odd. He said He's going to do it. Behold, at that time I will deal with all those who afflict you, and I will save those who are lame, and gather those who are driven away. I will give them praise and honor, those whose shame has been in all the earth. At that time I will bring you in, and at that time I will gather you, for I will give you honor and praise among all the peoples of the earth, when I restore your fortunes before your eyes, says Yahuwah. Praise Yah. Hallelujah. So, That's a good indicator that you're doing right. If you're ashamed to the people and you're despised, we're not meant to be heroes right now. More than likely we'll be rejected. We don't seek to be rejected, but I mean, it just happens. If you tell people God's ways and they reject Him, naturally they reject you. But try not to be a jerk about it. 20. Yep, that's the last one. And that reminds me of, where's that up on that? Psalm 95:6. So come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before Yahuwah our Maker, who made us. Paul tells us Messiah made us. All things were made by Him. See, Hosea 2:18. Luke. It's Revelation. Okay, so Revelation 3:9. Behold, I'll make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they're Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I'll make them to come and worship before thy feet, to know that I have loved thee. So they're going to come down, worship before their feet. King. Last thing. Looking for Revelation. Where's that at? What I don't understand is when some verses talk about sacrifices, but isn't the only ones that apply to us. Psalms 51:17, Hosea 6:6. Yes. Yeah, there's an interim period where the temple's been destroyed, Israel's scattered, we lost our identity. So there's no sacrifices. Couldn't do sacrifices because we didn't know how to do them. All the knowledge was taken away. So the Messiah made provision for that. He came and died for us and became the sacrifice so He could atone in heaven. Like He's the high priest in heaven. He's not actually slaughtering animals in heaven, but He's the high priest in heaven. His sacrifice is the sacrifice. When He returns and restores the kingdom, Israel will be put back in. They're going to be above the nations. There will be sacrifices. He loved it. He liked sacrifices before, even before Israel was a nation. Cain, Abel, Noah, Abraham. He gave it to Moses, the Levites, Levi. When He returns, He's going to restore the Levitical order. He's going to restore Israel. He's going to rule and reign. The disciples, He said, will sit on 12 thrones judging the tribes of Israel. Israel's going to be raised from the dead. So we're going to have Levi walking around, Abraham walking around, Isaac, Noah, Adam, Enoch. Enoch doesn't have to be raised from the dead, but he'll be walking around too. Yes, it's that's where people just, and it's hard to understand. I understand completely. Like I struggled with this stuff too when I was studying. Like, how's that work? Like so many days, so many hours trying to. Not that I know anything, but I struggle with all this stuff too, trying to figure it out. Praying about it, just studying, and He's going to restore it, and it says He's going to restore it. But there's an interim period. There's a period of darkness. All the knowledge is taken away. We don't know who we are. We don't know how to do anything. He comes. He brings it back. He restores Israel. Bam. It's all over the prophets and everything. All the nations come to celebrate the feast. All nations come to learn the law. Isaiah, Malachi. Yeah, it'll be restored. I was looking for 45. Zadok. That's why it's being restored right now. Enoch. At the end, knowledge is given back. Daniel chapter 12. And then he's going to come back. Ezekiel 44:15. But the priests, the Levites, the sons of Zadok, that kept the charge of my sanctuary, when the children of Israel went astray from me, they shall come near me to minister unto me, and they shall stand before me to offer unto me the fat and the blood, saith Yahuwah Elohim. He said it, it's going to happen. That's how I look at it. If he said it, it's going to happen. Either it did happen or it's going to. They shall enter into my sanctuary, they shall come near to my table to minister unto me, and they shall keep my charge. It also says that the sons of Levi that went astray, they're going to be at the door. Somewhere in here. See, the sons of Zadok get special privilege out of the sons of Levi. They didn't go astray, so they get special privilege. The rest of the Levites, you went astray, so you're not going to be as high up. You're going to keep the door. I think it's in 45. It's in Ezekiel 44, 45. You just have to read it. That Levi does. Yep, see, they're going to teach my people the difference between the holy and profane, and cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean. You know how so many people now just can't figure it out? Like, what? They're going to teach everybody, so you're going to know. In controversy they shall stand in judgment. They shall judge it according to my judgments. They shall keep my laws, my statutes, and all mine assemblies. They shall hallow my Sabbaths. So people aren't going to be confused anymore. We're going to know exactly what to do. And they got a higher standard of living. The Levites have certain things they have to do. They have to maintain holiness. They shall eat the meat offering, the sin offering, the trespass offering. Every dedicated thing in Israel shall be theirs. So it's 45, I think. No, that's the sanctuary. It's somewhere in there. Yeah, you tell a Christian or a Torah Christian, we're going to be doing sacrifices. What? We're going to be doing sacrifices? You blasphemer. Yeah, that's not correct. Yeah, people are still slaughtering animals today, especially for Passover. That is not correct. We're not supposed to do that. He has not returned yet. I'm not touching that. I see the instructions for how to do it, but the way I blunder things, I'm not touching it. I don't want to get struck down. He didn't tell me to do it. He said when he returns, he's going to reinstitute sacrifices. Yeah, so that's interesting. They're going to boil the meat. See, the trespass offering, they're going to boil it. 47. I don't know, it's somewhere in there. I think it's 40. Maybe it's 40. Got me wanting to find it now. 45, 44. No. Levites keep door. Maybe I can find it that way. Oh boy, here we go. Yes, I'm human. It's in Ezekiel. Maybe I'll look at it that way. Levites. Levites. Ezekiel. Yep, so okay, yeah, here we go, 44:10. Sorry. Dunderhead. Thus saith Yahuwah God, no stranger uncircumcised in heart, nor uncircumcised in flesh shall enter into my sanctuary, being a stranger that is among the children of Israel. When he returns, I don't know what people are thinking, but you bet you're not going to be uncircumcised in flesh and enter his sanctuary. You can forget it. You hang it up. And the Levites that are gone astray from me, when Israel went astray, which went astray from me after their idols, shall even bear their iniquity. That's not the sons of Zadok. Yet they shall be ministers in my sanctuary, having charge at the gates of the house, and minister to the house. They shall slay the burnt offering and sacrifice for the people. They shall stand before them to minister unto them, because they ministered unto them before their idols, and caused the house of Israel to fall into iniquity. Therefore I lifted up my hand against them, saith Yahuwah Elohim, and they shall bear their iniquity. The priests have a higher standard, and he remembers it. Y'all screwed up. Y'all the priests, y'all the Levites. You're in trouble. So, I was looking for the king. Pretty sure it says he sits on his throne, the king, in Revelation, but I can't find that. So, alright. Guess I'll end it there. Good study. Good Bible study. So, I hope that was a blessing and helpful to somebody. And praise Yah for another Sabbath and another day for scripture study and to get closer to him. So, happy Sabbath. Hope you have a blessed rest of the Sabbath. See you later.